It's been about a month since we've been here in Ireland. We had a 30-hour journey from Eureka, Montana to Shannon, Ireland, and so I thought I would do a vlog talking about some coping mechanisms for doing that kind of journey with an 18-month-old. I read a diaper per hour to be safe. I think that's more for baby infant guidelines. 18 months or 17 months old, partially potty trained. I think in 30 hours we went through 12. I do like these ones. They're Western Family brand and they're a pull-up. We got this Potette Plus, it's called, off Amazon. It folds up quite small so I use it just for our daily diaper bag and everything. The wings come out and it sits on top of your toilet. And if you're outdoors, you can make it into an actual potty seat, and if they're peeing, it's just fine to pee in the grass, or you can put a diaper underneath to catch, or it does come with 3 disposable absorbent pads that you can you hook it on somehow. I haven't used them, but there's the option for that. We use that a lot. A month's worth of naps is this book here. I tried to keep everything in its own little bag or container of some kind to keep things organized. So this was something we played with at the Minneapolis airport. Nice and flat, so it went in the top of the suitcase. Fishing game. So that's lots of fun. And one thing I really like is this crayon roll-up. I got the idea online. So I made it. It's really easy. If you can sew a straight stitch, you can sew one of these, and I would highly recommend it. Take all the crayons out of the box. You know, my little guy would chew on the box, and the crayons would go everywhere, not to mention breaks. I find rolling them all together like this keeps them strong and not going to break as easily, and they're not going to fall out, go flying. These crayons I got everything on Amazon. They're Faber-Castell. They are these wax crayons. So this is definitely something I will keep and even make more of these. And it's, again, nice and easy and flat to throw a coloring book in the top there. One of our favorite toys was this little penguin Mary Schupa stacking doll. I don't remember the name, stacking doll anyway. I don't know where the rest of it is. Actually, it lasted pretty good on the plane, and we lost it when we got to our first vacation rental. But Robert really liked this. It's so cute. There's the little baby, which I didn't let him play with because it's a perfect size to put on his windpipe. Food. Lots and lots of food. I like this company, Baby Gourmet. This thing, it's like a pureed smoothie, I suppose. Robert basically just squishes all the food up the top. He's not really into eating the purees as much, so it wasn't a real big hit for him, but I think other babies might enjoy it. It is more than the 100 mils that we are allowed to bring on a plane, but because it's baby food, TSA, now this is through the US, you'd have to look through each country's rules, but TSA does allow baby food in excess of 100 mils to a reasonable quantity, they say. So you just have to let them know before going through security that you have this, and they will do some additional screening. This company, the Baby Gourmet, does what are called little mushies, which are kind of freeze-dried fruit, vegetable things that Robert really liked. He can pinch and chew, and they kind of dissolve in the mouth. I don't have any to show you because he's eaten them all, but I would get more of those next time. I've just filled up his little treat capsules. But, well, geez, if he can even open them. Got some chocolatey chips, some banana chips, some cranberries. Surprise. It's a surprise. Some Cheerios, roasted pumpkin seeds, some for us, pretzels, and sunflower seeds. We have one spot I have to think of what to put in there. These are my delicious gingerbread cookies made with fresh ginger and ground ginger for my motion sickness for our humongous journey. Kind of fluke stumbled upon these cute little leather booties at the secondhand store. I like them because they're a good, pretty good protection for the feet, but there's lots of wiggle room for his toes for such a long time in one pair of shoes. And they weren't going to overheat him. I had this little bag full of little things. My cousin made this for Robert as a diaper clutch. It was perfect to stuff a bunch of different toys. What I actually did was wrap everything. So I found these stickers at the secondhand store for 50 cents. Just another little thing to keep his fingers busy. And I just took some light tissue paper and wrapped it lightly so that it's another 15 seconds of him unwrapping to play. That was a tip I read on somebody else's blog and highly recommend that. What else? I had lollipops. Every lollipop was wrapped. He got one for a cent and one for decent, and it was great to keep his ears open. I think it's more effective than having him drink something, because you can't always get them to drink, but they will always suck a lollipop. I didn't try and let him finish everyone just until we were high enough that his ears were taken care of. Oh, great. This is called a Buddha board. Clint actually found this. It's been a hit with all of us. And all you need is a little bit of water, and you can paint, and it makes it a darker color so you can see your picture, but then it just, as it evaporates, it goes back to this light pink color, and you paint another picture later. So it's not too messy, easy, and compact. And that was also wrapped in tissue paper for him to open a carrier. So I have the Toddler Hawk. We didn't bother having a stroller just because we had a fair bit of carry-on. So I would just strap Robert to my back through terminals, and that way we had free hands to carry all our carry-on. And this was extremely important for on the plane. We had a 8-hour flight from Minneapolis to London, and that was when we really needed to get him to sleep. And of course, being overtired at that point, getting a toddler to sleep is almost impossible. Strapping them to your body and, you know, singing in their ear and bouncing a little bit, that worked like a charm. Doing this is have a binder for taking your car seat on the flight. It is becoming more common, I think, but just in case there's problems, I brought the instruction manual. FSA approved, I think. Anyway, it just means it's approved for flights, for airplanes. So just for proof for that, if any of the attendants aren't entirely confident, you can, there's usually a sticker on the car seat, and then always good to have that. So I just have a binder with my flight itinerary carry-on. I printed that out because of carrying baby food, in case anybody was going to dispute that. I had the policy. Airline policies for every different air company. That's actual federal. Man, I went probably a little overboard with this. Didn't want to have any issues that I couldn't resolve easily. I also had legislation protecting breastfeeding mothers because I'm a breastfeeding mother of a toddler. I didn't want to get harassed over it, that we are actually protected to breastfeed anywhere. So I have that for each airline as well as each state, since we were flying with American companies. This is all stuff for when we get here, I guess. So that was more for when we arrived, but yeah, all the flying information I had in there. As you can stare at my junk pile here. We have a Diono Radiant RXT. Although you're not required to have one for a child under 2, I think in the coming years it is going to become required, because any crash test dummy shows that your baby goes flying no matter how they're sitting, no matter how you're holding them. At this age, he's learned that the car seat is where, you know, I'm sitting here and we're going for a trip. There's nothing I can do. So he didn't complain very much. I think it would have been a lot worse trying to just keep him sitting on my lap. We would have been up a lot more, disturbing other people a lot more. And he did comfortably fall asleep a couple times on short flights in the car seat. A big tip that I read from a mom in her blog was on a long flight, actually even a short flight, but on the long flights you get the blankets from the airline. And pretend this is the car seat. I tucked the blanket under the car seat and then into the pocket in the seat in front, so there was kind of a hammock blanket here, so that when he was going to toss his toys, as toddlers do, it was just right here. It didn't go flying under the seats. I didn't have to unbuckle and get it. It was just reachable.